I'm Chris Carey. Today I want to talk with you about how to create a conscious life. I tend to think about life as a bucket that you can put things into. And the question in front of us for today is, what do you want to put into that bucket? If you're like me, you probably have lived a while and never really even thought about it as something that you could consciously create. Lifestyle design is kind of the buzzword now, and when I first started thinking about this, people weren't really talking about that. But what happened for me is that I was living a life, it was fine. I also felt like something was missing, and I didn't really know what to do about that. I looked at therapy, I looked at coaching, I went to workshops, I read books, all kinds of things. And at some point, it dawned on me that there was probably this list of ideal life ingredients, if you will, things that really needed to be present in my life on a regular basis in order for me to feel satisfied at the end of the day, like my life was going in the right direction. I talk about this in work as well. It's the same type of concept. We want to consciously curate where you spend your time, the thoughts, the interactions, the people, the experiences, whatever. All of it is part of the makeup of consciously creating your life. Figuring out what to put into that bucket of your life is a bit of an exploratory process. You can experiment with things, you can look at stuff you've done in the past, you can daydream about things you might want for the future. All of these are places to gather ideas about what these ingredients might be. Way back before I was a coach, I used to sell wine, and before that I used to sell music. So the things that I know, at least two things I know, that need to be present in my life are wine and music. It doesn't have to be every day, it doesn't have to be massive quantities, and yet I was in those industries for a reason. They were enjoyable to me, they brought all kinds of fun, pleasurable experiences, things like that. And so now I know that when I'm starting to make plans for myself or looking at maybe at the bucket of a month, if you will, I'm going to need some instances of music and maybe wine during the course of that month. There's no secret formula about what the ingredients are or the frequency of them. All of that is part of the exploratory process. And yet, you do want to do some conscious exploring, because what will happen is that you will start to feel better without feeling like you've even done anything. You'll just sort of notice that at the end of the day, you're more fulfilled, maybe less burnt out, a little bit happier. I'm recording this in August, which is traditionally, in my mind at least, kind of a lazy month, right? Lazy, hazy days of August. Summer's been waning on. It's still probably hot where you are, although San Francisco, where I live, it's not that hot. But every time I leave my little San Francisco bioclimb here, I'm reminded of the languid days of summer and how easy it is to just slip into this kind of a flow. That's what made me think about, how have I consciously created my life and discovered these ingredients that I know really work for me, which led me to share it with you today. So these days of summer where it's a little bit more of a lazy feel are kind of the perfect time, really, to think about what you want to have present in your life. Maybe there's more books. Maybe you want more cheese. Maybe you want more dogs or dog walking. Maybe you want more fitness. Maybe you want more friends. There are so many things you could choose to be a part of your life that you feel like will fill your bucket. I encourage you to take some of these slower days ahead and explore the concept. Give yourself a permission to dream and to experiment and to really just find out how you want to fill this bucket we call life. I wish you well, and I look forward to hearing how your bucket gets filled.